Okay, I'm going to start setting better weights now, and let's see by how much we can improve these terrible deformations here. You can support CGDive by purchasing this course or some of the exclusive courses on academy.cgdive.com. Subscription is also available. So activate layer 29, turn on overlays, go to object mode, shift select the character, weight paint mode, and then control click on the bottom spine bone. Right away I can see that this bone does not affect much of the upper body, which is probably incorrect. And at the same time, this upper leg affects too much of the belly. So let's select the spine bone and start painting weights in the belly region. I'm going to set the strength to something like 0.25. This belly area, I want it to be completely controlled by the spine, not by the legs, so let's keep painting. I can see that the second bone in the spine is affecting the buttocks, which is strange. So I'm going to set weight to 0 and strength to 1 and click in the buttocks area and try to clear this light blue color that I see. Same thing in this crotch area. I'm switching again to weight of 1 and strength to something low, and I'm going to continue increasing the weights in this area. Now if I select the leg, I can see that its influence in the belly region has been reduced. Again, I'm going to switch to weight to 0 and strength to 1 and click a little bit in this area and try to remove as much as possible. Also, I see that the left leg seems to be affecting the right leg, so I'm going to try to remove any influence in that area. Okay, this pose is already looking quite a bit better. We don't have this horrendous distortion, at least not from this angle. From the back, it's still pretty bad. Let's activate wireframe. I actually want the bottom spine bone to affect quite a bit of the crotch. So I'm going to set weight to 1 and strength to 0.3 or so and start clicking in this area until I get something like this. Then I can blur a little bit. Maybe a little bit of blurring in the belly area as well. Now, while I was testing this, I noticed something that surprised me a little bit. I would expect that the buttocks or the butt would be mostly controlled by the thigh bone. But in reality, it doesn't seem to move much with the thigh. Especially the upper part of the glutes do not move much when the leg moves. So I'm going to paint some weights here in the glutes area. I'm painting those weights for the bottom spine bone. Because I have x-axis mirror activated, it doesn't matter on which side of the mesh I'm painting. Let's blur a little bit and turn off overlays. And this is starting to look quite a bit better. Maybe a little bit of blurring in this area, or maybe more influence for the leg. If I look at the sitting position, I guess I need to paint even more influence in the glutes. Let's try the other way around and then blur. So it seems that the butt area is one of these areas that will require more work to get right. Add-ons are a great way to speed up your Blender workflow. Discover awesome, free and paid Blender resources on addons.cgdive.com. So let's do something like this for now. The upper part of the glutes are controlled by the spine, and the lower part are a little bit influenced by the thigh. Some more blurring over here. And this is probably the best we can do with weights. For this pose here, we'll definitely have to do something with corrective bones. Okay, let's focus on some of the other areas. I can see that this heel is raising in a very unnatural way, so let's see if the weights are the problem. Select this foot bone, and yes, the actual heel should definitely rotate with the foot bone, and currently this area is very green. It needs to be basically red. So let's start painting. I'm actually going to crank the strength all the way up to 1 and click in this area a couple of times. And now the character is raising the leg on the actual heel. The transition between the foot and the leg became too sharp, so let's try to blur a little bit. Okay, these poses I find mostly acceptable, so I'm going to keep moving. Now I'm blurring in this area. But thanks to having the thigh bone and shin bone divided into two bones like this kind of rotation is almost perfect without doing much work. This separation of the bones is controlled in the metarig. If you remember, we did change this property for the arm. Initially, it was divided into two bones, and then we changed that so that it's divided into three. We can do the same thing for the leg, but in this case, two works perfectly, so I'm going to leave it like that. some blurring in this area, but I'm not going to worry too much about this area because I need to fix it in some other way anyways. If I try to fix this area with just weight painting, I'm just going to waste a lot of time and the results will never be perfect, no matter what I do. Let's see if we can improve this decompression in this area at least a little bit, but basically I think again we'll have to do something like what we did for the bicep and forearm. I mean these two additional bones that we added. I'm just smoothing in this area. And we did get a little bit of a compression, but it is far from perfect. And again, it's not something that we can really fix with weights. The problem with the belly, the leg kind of going into the belly, this is also not something that we can fix with weights. And here things look kind of okay, but then from the backside it's not that good. So again, we'll have to do something about the buttocks and create some sort of automated control that fixes these problems. That's it for this chapter. Please like, subscribe, and check out our other projects, academy.cgdive.com and addons.cgdive.com.